Hello all, tonight I'm reviewing the Imaginarium of Doctor Parnassus, starring Christopher Plummer, Heath Ledger in his last ever performance, Lily Cole, Vern Troyer, Johnny Depp, Jude Law and Colin Farrell. Now, this film is about a performer or an entertainer known as Dr. Parnassus, who has a travelling theatre, like a sideshow sort of thing, but there's a slight difference with this one. He transports audiences into a realm of, how should I call it, strange wonders, as it were, like a strange world, as it were, but it's like a realm of the imagination of the person who's gone into that realm, as it were. The film pretty much kicks off right from the word go. At the very beginning you sort of see one character, he's come out of a nightclub and he's drunk, and when you see him go into this realm, he's actually amongst empty bottles, as it were, all around him, and he meets his demise by going into a bar, basically, and that's where his life ends. But the funny thing about the opening scene is that the character who's the drunk is Geordie. It's really funny. It doesn't take the piss out of Geordie's, I feel, but a lot of people who were in the cinema tonight did laugh at it because it was quite funny. It was just funny. That's all I can say. The actual real story behind this film, what Dr. Parnassus needs to do is take 5 souls. He needs to take 5 souls because he made a bet with the devil thousands of years ago, in that if he does not get the 5 souls, he loses his daughter. When she any child that he bears, when they reach 16, the devil takes them. So his daughter is played by the gorgeous redhead Lily Cole, who is just wow. I mean, fantastically hot and gorgeous. She is just smoking. That's all I can say. Blooming hell, I'm heating up all of a sudden. Anyway, so but she hasn't yet turned 16. So the film starts off about 3 days before her 16th birthday, and Dr. Parnassus is yet to get his 5 souls to save his daughter. What we also find is that Heath Ledger's character he plays a guy called Tony. When we first meet Tony, he's pretty much trying to kill himself, or has killed himself. But then all of a sudden he has no recollection of who he is, what his name is, where he's from, all that sort of stuff. So it's all about him trying to remember who he is and everything. And eventually he does remember who he is by seeing some article in the newspaper. We don't fully get the story of who Tony really is until like towards the end. As we get further into the movie, we find out a bit more about Tony and who he really is, and that's pretty much one of the other stories. So in this sense, there's like 2 stories here. There's one about Dr. Parnassus saving his daughter, and obviously the other one about Tony finding out who he is and why he's actually whether or not he's actually forgetting who he is, or he genuinely cannot remember. But as I say, as the film goes on, everything does get revealed and such. Obviously, with this being Heath Ledger's last ever performance, Terry Gilliam, the director, enlisted the help of Jude Law, Colin Farrell and Johnny Depp to continue the character of Tony. What we actually find, what Terry actually did was, and this is where the film really does really well, is that every time someone goes into the Imaginarium, as it were, Tony follows them and actually changes his face. His face changes, basically. So in the first instance, when he goes in, we see it change to he's Johnny Depp. So you see him look like Johnny Depp, and all of a sudden he thinks to himself, how is it my face has changed, but when I go back out, I'm back to being who I am. So that was very well used by Terry, I think, because obviously with the tragic death of Heath, Terry had to come up with some sort of idea and say, look, how can I use Heath but then use these other 3 actors as well? And that's when he, every time you go into that world, Tony's changed his face, he changed his looks. As I say, there are all. It's very surreal, very mysterious as well, quite dark in places as well. It's based in London, in modern day London as well. Everything that happens is all modern. There's, I can't, how should I put it? I think the moral of the actual story is just be careful how you gamble, really, because it is all about betting in this film, especially between Dr. Parnassus and the devil. It's all about betting. How it ends as well is amazing. It's the way that it finishes, and it does have a happy ending, I'll say that. But who for? That's what you'll need to find out. Whether or not it's for Dr. Parnassus, whether or not it's for his daughter, whether or not it's actually for Tony. As I say, watch the film, because I think you do want to watch the film. Vern Troyer, fantastic. He is just a legend. That's all I'm going to say. There are some lines that he says in this film that actually makes you laugh. Same with Heath Ledger as well. I mean, again, a brilliant performance by him. Lily Cole, I can't say any more about her because I am smitten by that girl. Christopher Plummer, who plays Dr. Parnassus, again, he was brilliant as well. Johnny Depp, Colin Farrell and Jude Law all did their bit as well to make the character Tony really interesting. They all played their part really well, and it was just absolutely fantastic. So, marks out of 10, definitely give it a 10. I would urge us all to go and see it. Fantastic film. So I'm going to leave it there and say good night.